Hi, I'm Joe Walensky. I'm the principal of the Writers UA conference, and we have another one coming up. Our Writers UA West is going to be in Denver in cooperation with the TechCom program at Metropolitan State University, and it's the end of March, the 28th and 29th, and I get a chance to talk to our speakers and introduce some of them to you. And so today I'm talking to Annie Persson. Hello, Annie. How are you today?
Hi, Joe. I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, everything's good. So I'm speaking from Seattle area. Where are you at?
Oh, nice. I am Denver, Colorado.
Well, I want to welcome you to being a speaker at the event. And I thought we could start by talking a little bit about your background and the work you're involved in.
Yeah, sure. So it's a little bit of a story, actually. I got my start at a technical illustration company, and I knew pretty early on that I wasn't going to be successful writing about the axonometric and orthographic toolbar. But at that company, I was actually asked to lead a web-based learning workshop. So it was after that I realized I really enjoyed the design aspect of learning and just, how you create like an engaging interactive experience. So from that, I chose to go to school and get a degree in instructional design. And then when I completed my master's in instructional design, that led me to where I am today, which is Pearson Education. And I've been with Pearson for quite a while now, and I think it's just been like fabulous for me because I've been really lucky. I've been on a lot of like progressive product teams, and I've got to wear a lot of different hats. And so it's led me to where I am today doing UX writing. And I'm currently in school at Bentley to get a degree in human factors because after working in the design world and working in online education, I've come to realize I really love to understand like how people interact with things. So now I get to understand the psychology behind that and hopefully build better products.
And so what's a day in the life like for Annie Persons?
Busy, very busy. I mean, obviously working full time and being a student, I'm burning the candle at both ends. But I guess, for a day in the life for me, it involves like, coming in, assessing what's on my plate for that day, working with designers, meeting with the researchers. We collaborate through a lot of language research studies, doing a lot of content audits and inventories, and then, looking at the UI and coming up with better ways to say things, and then make proposals for how we want to research that and see if we got it right, if it's working.
Are there any particular things that have captured your interest lately?
Yes. I'm actually very fascinated with voice user interface design. I think artificial intelligence and machine learning is still really in its infancy. So I'm really anxious to see where we go with that. Right now, I think you see a lot of like work with machine learning and artificial intelligence in the educational realm, but you're also seeing that technology be integrated with drones in the world of agriculture. And I think it's also going to be interesting to see how that can eventually evolve and maybe make for better like security and privacy regulations on things. So I'm really kind of interested and watching and researching a lot about that stuff because I think it's really fascinating.
Well, it's good to see that you're getting involved in emerging technologies, and that's one of the things that's always kept me interested over the years. In addition to, the standard things that we tend to do in our work, and one of the things that you're going to be talking about is, I think, is one of the more progressive forms of communication, UX writing. So it's what's all this talk about UX writing? That's your topic. Why don't you just give us a little idea of how you came around to that and what we can learn from it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what is all this talk about UX writing, right? It's something that as tech writers, we've been doing forever. And it just now recently has really become a hot topic. In fact, I actually have your book here. Because I was at one point responsible for writing user interface copy for mobile phone experiences. And it was something that I think people don't realize you're already doing it, but if you're going to make a career transition and go into it, I'm going to help you see what the parallels are today, so you know what skills you already have. But then we'll talk about the new skills that you need to acquire so that you can, land a position doing that if that's an area that you're interested in.
And what do you think were some of the challenges or opportunities that you encountered as you got involved in it?
Oh gosh, a couple things. I think for starters, it's, learning how to think like a designer. I think sometimes when we come from an area of help and support, we're really only focused on one particular mental model. And when you start looking at user interface design, you're really starting to look at an entire story, right? You're looking at the full flow from screen to screen, and you're really starting to study and understand those interactions. But there's also an emotional design component to that, because not every touch point in the experience is going to be the same. So your language needs to reflect that and to empathize with that experience. And then you just need to be really careful about the conversational tone that you're carrying, which is where some of the content strategy comes into play. And we'll talk a little bit about that too, because UX writing and content strategy sometimes are used synonymously, but they're not the same thing. And so that's kind of something we'll clarify and talk about. But voice and tone is certainly a big part of content strategy. And as a UX writer, you need to be fully aware of that so that you can have an effective conversation with your user.
Well, yeah, I'm glad we have you in the program. I think UX writing is a really interesting area that provides some, an interesting, approach to communication that fits in very well with contemporary software development. And so glad to have you in the program, and we'll see you in Denver in just a few weeks.
Awesome. I can't wait.
All right, thanks, Annie.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Bye-bye.